something happening here.
Hello YouTube. Sorry for the lack of posting college life. Everything got in the way and my little side project got swept under the rug. Anyway, I'm actually going to start the official video chain with something a little bit different than I had initially said this would be about. Originally I said this was going to be all about psychology and general questions and helping people and this, that, and the other. But I'm sure everyone else's Facebook, like my own, has been absolutely flooded with information about the recent shooting in California. Sorry, it really just, everything I've been reading is so frustrating because half of it is gun control and the other half of it is a bunch of like women's activists' rights and what have you, but that part's good. It's the gun control bit. So anyway, we're going to start this over. What I'm going to go over this video is, in reality, the problem is not gun control, and the two causes as to why he did this, in my opinion. But let's start with point A, gun control. The problem is not gun control. I can tell you that right now. Especially because I'm pretty sure when I read over the news article, he only killed like 1 person with a gun, 3 with a knife, and 2 with his car. So by that logic of, oh, we need to get rid of guns, we can't have kitchen knives and we can't have cars either because some asshole decided to go kill some people. It sounds frivolous when you say it like that because it is. But once again, basically what I'm saying with the gun control thing is the problem isn't guns. There are accidents that, yeah, if there wasn't a gun it would have gone a lot better, this, that, and the other. I'm not saying guns are this great, wonderful thing. I am, however, saying that because we have guns in the US is not in any way the reason that we have murder, crime, and anything like that. But at the risk of offending people, that's just my opinion. Gun control is not the freaking issue here, not even close to the issue. But anyway, so we're going to go into why I think he snapped and did this. Part 1 is going to be because in today's society, men are being raised to, okay, well, if you have feelings, you're a faggot. If you are, you know, artsy, then you're lame. And if you're a virgin by the age of 20, then you're a loser and you should kill yourself. And I'm sounding really harsh and mean for a reason. That's because that really is what it's like here. Like, it honestly is almost a social sin to be a virgin after your mid-teens, which is sad, but that's our society. And another part of this is he goes in the video and claims that all of these women like are all sluts because they wouldn't sleep with him. Well, I'm gonna let you figure out how dumb he is from that right there. But the other part to that is, side note, to women everywhere of all ages, races, and sexual orientation. You are not you don't have to give yourself up to anyone who you don't think deserves it. Nobody in this world is entitled to your body unless you say so. There's no reason for us to think otherwise, and it's really sad that a lot of women, I've honestly heard this conversation, well, I feel really bad because he's nice to me and he always buys me things, but I'm not putting out, I don't want to date him, and I don't like him in that way. Well, I'm glad that that friend of mine had a conscience, but she was not obligated in any way to sleep with him because he would buy her lunch and do nice things for her. But I just wanted to make sure women knew that. If you want to be a virgin until marriage, fine. If you want to sleep around and have a blast, that's your business. You are in control of your body and no one else. Alright, so part 2, other than the society's issue with men having feelings which causes them to grow up to be assholes, just saying, is going to be the lack of mental health awareness and the atrocity of which is our psychology programs in high school. Like, good lord, maybe it's the southern school systems, because I know they're fairly low comparatively to north. No offense, stating a fact. But all I learned about in high school psychology was depression, schizophrenia, and bipolar disorder, and it didn't really go into any of those in depth. It just gave me some. It was essentially a vocabulary class in psychology, with a couple random dates, and Freud didn't talk anything about Adler, who, by the way, phenomenal psychologist, great philosophy, awesome lifestyle, highly recommend it. But going back now. Anyway, there's that. We don't know anything about psychology. I can't tell you how many times I hear people say, "Oh, multiple personality disorder? You mean schizophrenia?" Well, one, schizophrenia has nothing to do with multiple personalities. Two, multiple personality disorder isn't even called that anymore. It's dissociative identity disorder. Just a little fun fact for you. But anyway, going back is the lack of education we get in school. So we don't know warning signs of people who need help. We are not taught that if you feel sad and frustrated and angry, that it's okay to get help and go to a therapist. We're taught that no, you have to deal with your problems yourself, and if you go see a shrink, you're crazy. But that's point one. Part two to this equation is mental health awareness in the rest of the world in general. There is literally little to none. The only time we ever hear about mental illness in our society is when some crazy tragedy like Jeffrey Dahmer or Ed Gein happens. Then it comes out. But other than that, we never ever hear about it. You never really see commercials on TV for anything other than big drug companies, which are outrageously priced medication that very few of them have generic brands. Sorry, derail. But anyway, yeah, the point of this is this kid grew up in a home and he was loaded, like super rich. So his parents were probably, busy doing whatever. I'm not faulting the parents, this is not their fault. But he was probably home alone a lot with anything he ever wanted except human affection and empathy, because he was a pompous ass. If you watch his videos, which I, for one, don't think you should, because I don't think he deserves the gratification and the spotlight. If you watch it, he's just an asshole. The way that his mannerisms are, because he's not an ugly guy. He was not ugly. He was literally an asshole, and that's why he couldn't get laid. So basically, yeah, this kid's growing up, given everything he's ever wanted, and so he doesn't understand how to interact with people who haven't had that, and so he gets angry and violent when he's not given the love and affection he feels that he deserves. Which makes sense, and honestly that would drive anyone insane. To be treated that way, to believe that you're for some reason not worthy of love and affection, something's wrong. But this kid took it in a different way. He didn't take it as I'm not worthy, he took it as the rest of the world's fucked up and all these girls are a bunch of whores because they won't sleep with me. Which goes back into the masculinity complex of which society places on men, and the society fact that Kim Kardashian, Miley Cyrus, and I'm sure they're nice people, but they sell sex for a living. They teach girls that it's okay to walk around with your boobs out and your ass out and to twerk and do all of this, and they make it, well, Hollywood makes it super alluring and fun and yay, and you're not cool if you're not like that. So this kid believed that women were whores and sluts and that were willing to sleep with anybody, but none of them would sleep with him. He also believed that he was entitled to whatever he wanted and that he was alone and angry. That's really not a good combination at all, and honestly I'm slightly surprised that things like this haven't happened more frequently with the way that we raise our men. But yeah, it's really sad, honestly, and it breaks my heart to think that this is our fault. This is society's fault that this happened. This isn't the fault of whoever got him the gun. This is society's fault. And all I can say to that is all of you, young parents out there who've got kids that are like fairly young and learning social skills, or even people who don't have children, we really, really, really need to start showing boys that it's okay to be feminine, and it's okay to have feelings, and that if they're not a track superstar, that's fine. And we need to show girls that if you want to sleep around and have a million partners, that's okay. If you don't want to do that, that's okay too. But of course, I know none of this is really going to make a difference because society, in all honesty, is fucked up. It really is. And there's not shit we can do about it individually, but as a whole, hopefully, maybe we can make a change and, I don't know, try and live by like Adlerian philosophy or something, or PLUR. PLUR is a fantastic lifestyle to live by. That stands for peace, love, unity, and respect, for those of you who don't know. But anyway, long story short, the gist of this video is basically me ranting about how society failed yet another member in showing that kid that he was entitled to everything, that women are whores, and that he had the right to take a human life because he wasn't happy. Just think about that for a minute. We did this. Society did this. And the only way to avoid actions like this is to do one of two things. To either mandate that everyone carries a gun, so the next time some like asshole comes out with a shooting, he's gonna go down before he gets the first clip out. Or the harder, more effective long-term answer is we all need to change. We all need to do our part in showing people empathy and kindness, and showing them that it's okay to be different. You don't have to be a movie star to be loved. Anyway, I'm sorry. I promise my next videos won't be nearly as angry, ranty, and raw, because just, right? Anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I apologize again for the horrendous quality of which is my webcam, and for the lack of posting. Have a great day, everyone.
Happening here. What it is ain't exactly clear. There's a man with a gun over there, telling me I got to beware. I think it's time we stop. Children, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going on.